for tuning in. On this episode of Dan's Garage, Dan's finally cleaning out the Buick. And there's a lot of stuff in here. Anyway, let's start cleaning. Hey Dan, run that intro.
Hey Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. I'm really excited about today's episode. As you can tell, I'm going to start cleaning out the Buick. So we're going to see what kind of treasures we can find in here. We're also going to get all the stuff out and categorize and figure out what we have for the car and maybe what we're missing. And we're also going to be able to see the condition of the floors. Now, I want to start with the trunk because if I work my way forward, I'll be able to go ahead and lower the top down. That should make getting the seats in and out and everything clean out over there a lot easier. Since there's no top, might as well enjoy it. So, we're going to start with the trunk, so let's see what's in here. Wow, look at this stuff. We got heads, we got an intake manifold, we got a distributor, there's a power steering pump over there, there's a starter, an alternator. Now, full disclosure, I did know that there was engine parts in the trunk. I also knew that this vehicle came with a 455 engine that my buddy had. Now, I also know that engine is not original to this car. They didn't come out until 70, 72 GSs. So I figured if it's not original to the car, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I figure whoever's going to buy this car is probably going to drop an LS or something into it anyway. So I am going to keep all the engine parts separate. Once I get the block, which will be after I sell this car and go get the next Chevelle, I'll get the block, I'll put all the engine parts together, I'll probably just sell it on Marketplace for whatever it's worth. I'll have to do research the numbers and see what it is. So for right now, we're just going to pull all these engine parts out, we'll put them in storage, and then we'll go ahead and clean out the rest of the trunk and see what it looks like. We can check the numbers on these heads. Why is this stuff so heavy? These valve covers actually have all the hold downs in them, but because there's been so much water in this thing, everything's just really rusted and yucky. So we'll go ahead and put that aside. We actually have two power steering pumps. Oh, this one's actually freed up. Feels pretty good. It's empty. Nothing going on in there. It does have a bracket on it, and I'm not sure which one of these is good, so we'll probably keep all this stuff just in case something is useful to anyone. Here's a pulley, which again could be an original pulley if somebody needs it. It's real rusted up, but it's surface rust, so somebody may be able to clean that up. It's actually a double groove standard water pump pulley, looks like. A little tiny distributor, which I think most of this stuff is probably trash, so we'll just put it all to the side. We got a starter, which I'm sure is junk. So here's another power steering pump. This one is not too bad. It has hoses though, that might be useful. This torque converter has some bolts on top of it, so we'll put these in the bolt bin. It's got a thermostat on it. I don't know if that was purposefully put there to try to cover it from getting stuff in it, but it does have fluid in it a little bit. We have a bracket here, which kind of looks like a drive shaft bracket or something. I don't know if anybody knows what this is. Leave in the comments and let me know, because I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up. If that's part of the car, which it looks like it is, it'll probably stay there. It's too big to be a steering column bracket, right? I guess? I don't know. Anytime I find stuff like this, I'm always real careful because it could be something old and original and very useful. And on the other hand, it could just be a piece of junk laying in there. So this kind of seems like it's the drawer liner stuff they use in your toolbox. So we'll put that to the side because I'm not sure what it is. And we do have the door panels for the back door areas. So these are metal on the inside, so somebody can definitely either reuse these, clean them up and plate them, or use them as templates, or maybe just throw them out. I don't know, but we're going to keep them and put them with the car. As you can see, they were white and somebody spray painted them black. But we'll put this to the side. We'll use that when we're doing the interior. Put back together. the other exhaust manifold. This thing is pretty cool looking. If you look at how it's like, looks like a webbed design. I guess, I'm sure the runners are in there separately, but they webbed the whole thing together, maybe for strength or something. It's got a number, B1246671-2. Somebody look that up and get back to me. Oh, I think when I'm done, I will go ahead and put all the numbers and the decoding in the description. And if anyone is interested in buying the engine and or those parts, go ahead and send me an email. Let me know what you want to give me. I am in Raleigh, North Carolina. I really don't want to ship this stuff. It's really heavy, so be local or be ready to pay a lot of money. You get the idea. Here's another what is it? I think maybe I'll start posting this stuff on Buick forums saying, what is it? See if they can figure it out. Ooh, that's interesting. It's got a little slot in here. Looks like an end cover for a monoleaf spring or something. What do you think? I don't know. Meh. I'm going to try and get all the useful stuff out of here, and then we'll vacuum up the leaves. There's an old water outlet that has a raised pipe on it, so that's pretty cool. Buicks are weird. They're not like Chevys. Anyone? Buick? Stuff's nasty. Just putting it all to the side for now. I think we're just about halfway through. Got an inspection plate for automatic transmission. I know what that is. No good. Here's some old weather stripping with some bolts attached to it. This is from around one of the windows or the sides of the car. That's garbage. Grease cap for the front wheel. Let's see if I can get this sucker to stay on. Comment down below. Moving on over here. Looks like we got the Y pipe. It's got a line stuck in it. So that may be useful. There's that line, and there's a dipstick. You got some both sides of motor mounts in here, so I'll grab them out. These might be useful. There's a battery tray. This actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. I wonder if these are universal. I might want to keep this. Definitely aftermarket. It's made in Canada. Sorry, I kicked you. Where is it? Look, it's made in Canada. Thanks, guys. Here's the other sides of the motor mounts. These look like they're in decent shape. I don't know if they're good. There's a key lock cylinder. Maybe it's from the trunk. A couple of brackets. Oh. Big bracket with a big bolt in it. Now this I'm going to try and leave here because this is for the emergency brake cable. And a lot of people need this. This is of course a tranny cross member. I'm getting down to the condition of the trunk here soon. Is your transmission mount. Another engine mount bracket. We've got 3 engine mount brackets. Solid. Here is exhaust manifold heat shield. See how smart I am? Here's the grease cap for the other wheel. Go ahead and get this stuff out of here so we can move on. Got one of the visors. The other door panel for the back seat area. Not really a door panel. Back seat cover. Side panel. Trim panel. Obviously not the grill for this car. It'll just hang that on the wall. Alright, dig a little deeper in here. Get the heater box. There's a lot of stuff living in here. And then with the heater box, we get the blower hole. Everything in here. So actually looks in good shape. And it looks like last thing in the trunk section is the heater core, which I'm sure is plugged up. We can blow some air through this if we think it's worth it. But let's go ahead and clean up all these leaves and see what it looks like. This is actually a job I do want to wear a mask for. Now I've noticed it looks like somebody put undercoating, or there's a mat or something on top of this trunk floor, and you can't really see the condition of it. If you're watching this video and you want to buy this car, then I think it would be nice if you could see the condition of the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time to rip all this stuff up, whatever it is, and that way you'll be able to see the floor a lot better. I'm not going to get it perfectly cleaned up, but I'm going to get a scraper and we'll get all this off and see what the floor looks like after that. And I don't think you really want to watch that, so we'll come back when it's done. Alright guys, so here's what was on the trunk floor. So it was this, it almost looked like an older trunk mat, very brittle but very thin. But underneath that there was actually almost an entire layer of like 16th inch thick, like Bondo almost, very thick and heavy duty. And then under that we found a product of Coca-Cola Company, looks like cardboard. So somebody went through a lot of trouble to cover up all the rust and holes in here, but my goal is to show you guys what it looks like. And of course it needs a full trunk floor, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy this car thinking it didn't need a trunk floor, because this thing is totally shot. See, it's a little more rusted out where the gas tank bolts in, over there, and also over there. It's completely through there in the middle. The outsides, but the quarter panel extensions actually look like they're in good shape. That one has a little bit of rust at the front, but where it goes up to the back is probably fine. They didn't usually have problems back there. But you can see there's some rust over here at the front of this one as well. And again, this extension looks pretty good. So the back of the trunk, I'll show you this other angle. The back of the trunk actually looks okay. But if you're going to do a trunk pan, it's going to come up to here anyway, so that'll take care of all that. But here is the trunk. It's all cleaned out. And here's what we got out of it. We got an alternator, a couple of power steering pumps, distributor, starter, the Y pipe, the battery box, torque converter, of course the inner body panels, we're going to be keeping those, heater box and unit, and the transmission cross member. And then we got a bunch of motor mounts and some other bracketry and things. Ashley was right, there is a ton of stuff in here. So we're going to go ahead and empty everything out, clean up all the leaves, we'll take a look at the floor, and then we'll go ahead and put these seats and the door panels back where they belong and see what other parts we find along the way. Now this is a hydraulic top, it's not electric, so I want to see if I can force it back and hopefully not break anything, and then we'll have some more room to work in here. So let's see if it'll even move. There it is. Alright, so yeah, this one piece is missing a thing. I just want to make sure nothing's binding. I think it's just sticky over here. I guess best it's going to do. I don't think it goes down any further than that. I think I'll just leave it down. It'll make the car look better, and that way nobody has to worry about it being in the way. So we'll get started by opening this up, and we'll take all the seats out and see what's under them. I guess first we got to see what's over them. There is a lot of trim in here, so I'm going to try and protect all the trim. I don't want to put it on the hood, but I'll lay it all out. And then once everything's cleaned out, we'll see where all the trim goes and see if we have everything. And some of these pieces like this, I don't know where they go, so it'll be kind of like a treasure hunt. That's a wiper, I know that. Oh, it's a double thing, look at that. Alright. This is the kick pad for under the gas pedal, under the floor somewhere, I think. Try and clean this stuff up before we put it all back in. It'll be easier to clean all this out after this is emptied, so we'll just take everything out. Can probably match these up because they go one for each side, so here's two that are pointy. They kind of have different curves to them. So these are probably the door, the fender, and we need for the quarter. I think these are for the A-pillars, the inside, maybe. We'll figure it out. This looks like it's for the inside of the A-pillar. It's got some foam on it. It says DDD2. I don't know what happened to DDD1. Just cleaning this off. So, of course, no paperwork in here, but this is going to be the top of the back seat. Right up there like it goes. We got some upper door panels. So it looks like the interior was white and somebody had painted it black, but this will be the door panel for over here. But again, we'll get to that when we put it together. And there's the other door panel. Bottom of the seat. Some kind of weather stripping for the roof. I don't see any carcasses, so that's good. Never want to find that stuff in here. Alright, let's get this out of here. There you go. I do see seat belts. That's a good sign, right? Seat belts. I'm going to try and clean out some of this stuff on the floor that's in the way of this seat because I have a feeling I'm going to have to drag it out here. And there's some more trim here. We definitely want to protect that if we can. Got a mirror. And it does have the hook for the visors, which got a visor right here. So it'll hook in there, or in here. And then we got the other one over there. This looks like it's for the heater core. And that's a sway bar. I don't know that these would be any good, but get them to the side. This is your wiper motor. Put that to the side. I was telling you, it's going to be a lot of little broken things. Hey, we got a gas pedal. We got a gas pedal. Yay! I don't know what to do with it, but... Alright, so this thing also had a mystery box. So I'm going to try and see what's in here without damaging anything. And it looks like there's some control arm bushings in here. So I guess somebody was planning on redoing the suspension. It's actually a bag of them. So we got some rear control arm bushings. I think this box is garbage. But we'll try to keep everything together. They came with the car. There's a block-off plate maybe. Transmission shifter linkage. There's an exhaust bracket. Here's what was a carb bracket for gas fuel linkage. And here's the linkage. This doesn't fit in there anymore. I have to put all this in something. There's a voltage regulator. This is like a test to see if I know what I'm finding here. So here's another sway bar bushing. You know, it's really cool when you know enough about cars that you can look at one thing and know exactly what it is. So if you've ever looked at something and knew what it was, kudos to you. If I get something wrong, let me know. Oh, here's the other window crank. Oh yeah, the one's over there. So we'll put this here so we don't lose it. There we go. Transmission linkage. Thought we had a training linkage over there. Alright. Oh! Let me unload and I'll come back. Alright, I'm back. Trying to sift through all these leaves to see if there's anything in here. Just some bolts, looks like. Haven't found any dead carcasses yet, so if you think there's a dead something in here, comment down below and let me know what you think it is. I'm sure most of you will say mouse or rat. There's some sill plates. Unfortunately, one is pretty straight and one is a little bit bent. Overall, not bad. Could probably be saved. If some of you don't know about old cars, might wonder why I'm saving any of this stuff, because it might just look like junk, but to car guys, if the stuff is original, a lot of times it was in better shape than the aftermarket stuff they produce nowadays is. The newer aftermarket stuff might be softer metal, it might be thinner metal, so sometimes it's better to have something old and original and refurbish it or repurpose it than it is to buy a new one, because the new ones are junk, basically. So let me clean some of this garbage out and get these leaves out of here, and we'll move on to the next area of the back here. Here is a really cool option, and there's one on here already. This is the other headrest. So I think headrests were a good option to have on these cars. I don't know how rare it is, but it's cool. Just put it all to the side. Headlight bezels. These are very nice to have. These are cast, so these actually look like they're in good shape. They just need to be cleaned up and painted. So cool that we found these. Here's another bracket, and you see there's some red here. So this is a body piece. Might be fender extension, might be something with the grill surround, but it's broken either way, which kind of stinks. Here's a horn. Another horn. Oh, there's a plate. Steering plate. Alright, so here's looking at the back corner. I'll try to get some more of these pieces out. We'll clean out these leaves after, so we won't worry about that. Nice trim pieces. I think this is for the rocker, or this is maybe for the top. I don't know. There's more trim pieces in here. I think these are for the top, the convertible top. But we'll have to lay everything out and see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, we do have a piece of a grill. I had no idea this was in there, but now I know what that other piece was. But it's broken anyway, so that stinks. There's the other seatbelt. Retractable seatbelts is kind of neat. I think these were an option. Can't really see the paper on it, which had the year. It's not retracting, but whatever. Hopefully the hardtops don't have this much leads in them. Get the seatbelts out of here. This seat is going to make a mess when we pull it out, but that's alright. Like these big leads, they come out easier. There's the wiring and body harness. That's good. Alright, I think we can pull this seat out. You guys want to see that? Alright, I think the best thing to do is to get this seat upright. I'm going to push it towards the front. I'll be able to clean out the whole back of the vehicle and take some pictures of that. And we'll look at the floor, and then I'll move it to the back. And then we'll go ahead and finish cleaning out the front, take pictures of that, and then we'll go ahead and put everything back together. Our bungee cord's not the greatest invention known to man. If not, let me know. Zip ties, I know. Doesn't look like too much else back here. We got an antenna and battery cable and just more leaves. I found a nickel. Making profit already. Figure a bigger hose would probably make this job easier, wouldn't it? So we're going to do this. Alright, so here's the view of the back floor. You can see the body plug is missing from the front section there. The back seat bottom mounts are intact. Looks like somebody put a patch of a floor on the back of the passenger side and did not do a very good job at it. And the driver's side definitely looks worse. Does look like there's a patch put in here as well. Not as bad, but it looks like they lapped it on top, so I'd say that probably was not a thorough job. So here's the overview of the back seat area. The upper parts all look pretty good, so that's in good shape. Let's go ahead and unbungee this and move the front seat to the back so we can clean out the front, see if there's any last treasures waiting for us. Alright, let's see what we can find. Penny! We're up to 6 cents. Bolt, a couple of radiator mounts on the ground. There's a lot of bolts here and a body plug, so I'll just put all this stuff in here. And whoever buys it can do what you want. Here's one of the cage nuts that's probably for one of the body mounts or something, fender. These are seatbelt bolts. I'll be right back. I just got a great idea to pick up all these little bolts, little magnet. I know it's going to pick up a lot of rust too, but at least I can clean it off before I put it in, but I don't have to be picking out all this stuff. So here's a good tip when you're trying to pick up metal. Use a magnet. Probably should have known that. Huh. Some nice tin here. Some more molding strips. They fit right in there. Some more molding. Some more molding. An ashtray. Oh, look at that. It'll go right in there. Ah, look at that. We'll actually fix something. And this looks like custom Skylark custom emblems. Woohoo! And some sheet metal. Looks like fender patch panels, or quarter patch panels maybe. Can't tell. you go. Comes with patch panels. Another penny. Time to empty out what we got. Alright, I would like to bolt the front seat down, so I'm going to try and chase these threads and see if we can find some bolts that'll fit in. So we can go ahead and bolt the front seat in, and then we'll put the back seat in and the back panels. Alright, now for the fun of putting the seat back where it belongs and bolting it down. Alright, front seat's bolted down. Alright, so I got the front seat in and bolted down. There's only one thing missing. The other headrest has to go on. There we go. Oh. There we go. Before I can put it in the back seat, we need to put on these door panels and then the outer inner door panel section area thingy, hoozy watsy, bippy boppity boo. I don't know what it's called. Looks like this clicks in here, and then there's a little click here. That'll hold that in, and then we have these, which I guess kind of goes right in here. I don't know if any of these screws would even fit in, so we're just going to put it in and see. Let's see if I can get a screw in here to hold that up. That'll at least hold that where it needs to be. Do the same thing on this side. Alright, with that in, next step is to get the top of the back seat in without ripping everything else apart. Should fit right in here. And the bottom. And just like that, we have a Buick that has seats in it. Almost looks original, doesn't it? Since we found some parts for the front end, I wanted to see if I could bolt them on, at least make it look a little better. I know this grill, because it's cast, is broken. Looks like there's the plastic parts is what it mounts to. It looks like I could bolt this on here. And I know I have the other piece that goes over here. Which looks like it is definitely broken. So I think I might bolt this on, just so we don't lose the parts. And then I do have the headlight bezels, so we'll look at that in a minute. See if we can get this one in. This bumper seems a little further away, so it looks like there's a really tight fit around the headlights on these things. Oh, it looks nice. So let's see if I can get some screws in here to hold that on so it doesn't jiggle out. So that's kind of what the front end looks like. Now I know I don't have all the trim for this car, but I did find some trim. This is the chrome that needs to be cleaned up, but it goes right in here. So we're going to go ahead and attach this, and then we do have the inside A-pillar molding, foamy thing, I don't know what it's called. The other one is on that side, so we'll go ahead and put these two on. I just realized I do have the chrome for the other side, or the stainless trim, whatever it is. So we're going to go ahead and put that on the other side, and we'll go ahead and maybe I'll clean this up a little, make it look nicer. There you go. I put everything together that I have for this car. Got the interior all cleaned out. I got the seats bolted down where they need to be. I got some of the trim on. The side trim I couldn't put on because they put holes in it. They riveted some on. But all the parts are in the trunk that I showed you in this video. If you haven't seen the other videos on this car, go ahead and click on the videos at the end screen and that'll show you everything else you need to see. And if you have any questions about the car or you're interested in purchasing it, click on the link down below for the eBay site. That's where the car is listed for sale. It's listed at no reserve, and it's going to go to somebody who's going to love it and care for it. Other than that, I thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Run that intro. Run that intro.
Can you slow down when you say dance garage? Maybe that's why Scott keeps saying that the closed captioning says dance garage. Hey, gearheads, I have no head.
Run that intro.
Good job.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Blooper! Woo!
Alright, so the front seat's in, it's bolted down, there's only one thing missing. Seriously, phone?